Everyone. My name is Jesse Lopez, and I'm a 2D animator. I've done animation for WayForward for 6 years, and I thought I'd introduce myself and share a project I'm working on. It's called the Super Mario Super Show, and I thought maybe I introduce you guys where pretty much where I left off. Haven't touched it in a while. So let me see here. Here's my Super Mario Super Show folder, and here's a lineup. And pretty much the way I got started on this project was my son, is my biggest fan. He wanted to know why haven't I worked on a Super Mario project yet? I told him, well, I don't work for Nintendo. Told him, but I mean that doesn't have to we don't have to wait for that opportunity. We can we can do it ourselves, And with the help of Unity and programs like Spine, I thought it would be something really cool to work with. And my daughter was like, well, what about me? And the princess is always helpless, right? So I figured I do this for my daughter, make her look cool. Um, these are some costumes. Thought that would be kind of neat. Oh, that's a Toad animation I did a while back. So anyway, these are some character designs so I can get excited. And here are some poses that I was working on for Super Mario. For now, what I have a prototype that I'll share with you guys in the end. But for now, this is how I figure out my posing. This is pretty much based off the show. I adjusted it a tiny bit, and I just like posing on paper because it's a little bit more organic for me. If I just use the rig and spine, I might have a paper cutout look. I kind of have that look right now. It wasn't intended, but with the little time I do have while I work, this is the best I can do. So anyway, I'll just show you guys where I left off. So let's start out with some files, right? Let's start off with maybe, let me show you, start with some references, okay? So whenever I start anything, especially if I'm doing something that's like, like Super Mario, I want to do it like the show, right? So my son loved Pasta Land. He thought it was like awesome, right? And I love these colors. So I put together these screen grabs. I guess it pans right through it real quick. Anyway, so I thought put it together, right? And I really like these backgrounds. And I'm not a background guy, so I figured, I'll just stay true to the show and be honest with it, embrace it. I like these colors, they're pretty funny. I like this post. I like that purple. It's pretty rad. That Mario Anticipation's awesome. So pretty much I look at this like these are my choices. These are the choices I'm making so I can use to reference. When I was supervising DuckTales Remastered, this is pretty much the same process. I did a lot of screen captures and made sure I was true to the show. I really like these clouds in that green and yellow. It's pretty interesting. Very TV, very American, I think. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but you know, uh, this is supposed to be like, I guess this is inside his castle. Um, so this I'm definitely gonna use because I definitely wanted to do a boss battle with Koopa here. And in the show, uh, it's called. I guess he plays as the Pied Piper, and he like steals these little mushroom kids. And a good friend of mine named Conrad, he made a boss level, programmed everything, where like these little guys start stampeding, and like Mario has to dodge them. It's a very good boss level. That's something I might share in the future, not anytime soon. But anyway, had it not been for Conrad and his awesome programming and dedication, and the game wouldn't be where it's at today. Anyway, let's move on with some other stuff. So that's my reference. So let's take a look at some fun Mario stuff, or maybe I should leave that for last. And let me share some Koopa Troopas. Let's try that. The Koopa Troopers in the show, they're freaking funny. They have a ton of personality. So I thought I have fun with it. Now this is not in the show, but just wanted to have fun. And I remember growing up, we would joke about some of these things, the way we would fight, right? And this is just a temp, just to get an idea out before I do like final art. As you can see, like lines are shaky and weird, but like I said, this is temp. This is not to fall in love with. I remember this move all too well. Thinking you can protect yourself with the other arm. Thought it would be pretty funny if the Koopa Troopers did it. This is their um, battle idol. Keeping it alive with 2 frames. And then I'll put it in the game, see if I like it. If I like it, then great. If I don't like it, then I won't do it. And the idea is that I do very little to see if I like it. Usually in games, enemies don't really have a personality, but this is what I wanted to do. I want to create personality in these characters. I mean, they laugh, they taunt. I haven't seen that in video games except for Aladdin's Genesis is Aladdin. There was a lot of personality. I mean, the guys would even say, "Come here." That was pretty rad. This is an animation of like Koopa Troopa looking inside the pipe, and here's the opportunity where Mario can like hit him in the back, and he falls inside. I thought that would be pretty funny. Again, this is all temp. This goes in the game. I try to do very little as possible, like in anticipation, midpoint here, the actual contact of him on the pipe, looking inside. I'm using anybody's curious about the program I'm using Boom Boom 4.5. I really like Boom Boom. Toon Boom's very easy to use, and yeah, I like it. God bless these guys who made Toon Boom. Freaking good. Great program. Anyway, it's a lot simpler than Flash. I thought it would be funny if they played patty cake with each other. Because sometimes majority of the time these enemies all they do is walk back and forth or idle. And I thought it wouldn't be funny if like Mario would walk near them and they were playing patty cake. I mean, that's just I thought that would be cool. I could show you some animation where I have been playing patty cake. Just a second. Let's see here. All right. Let's get them to play patty cake. Like I said, this is all temp. I just wanted to see, what would it be like, and whether it works or not in the game, this has to get inside. It's just freaking funny. And eventually, if Mario, got near, I would want them to talk. I don't hear many enemies talk. Again, Aladdin's Sega Genesis Aladdin, those guys were talking, and it would be cool if these guys were like, "Hey, it's that Mario." I think that would be awesome. Anyway, moving on. This is not in the game, by the way, because I mean these are these are very ambitious stuff to do. But first things first, right? In a video game, you do need an idle, they do need a walk, right? So I wanted to cover that stuff first. Once that stuff was implemented and it worked well, I'll worry about these assets. But for now, I like to have fun, right? So that was fun. And then I'll share some more stuff with you guys. Here's some Wario concepts, and this is an interesting story. So, the programmer that was working on, his name is Conrad, like I said. He wanted to. He loves Wario, and he's a big fan of Wario, and he asked me if it would be cool if if I concepted Wario. I said sure, that would be great. I did several concepts, and he didn't like any one of them, and he didn't want to pursue the concept anymore. But I was like, no, 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 you're very passionate about it. I admire the passion, and I would like, you doing all this work. I started this Mario project with my son, and he's coming in doing all this work for free, and I'm not paying anybody. This is all on our free time. So I asked him, yeah, man, no, I'll do this character for you. I mean, you got to have something, right? And so uh, I've noticed that in their line work, it's very there's a lot of roundness to them. And so this is some concepting, and this is based off of one of their characters inside the television show, and using the line and the way it's being used, and I used did that with Wario. He was happy. This is the final result. He liked it. So the colors Conrad chose, and yeah. So we're definitely gonna make him a playable character in the game. First things first, need to finish up Mario. Okay, so moving on. What else can I show you guys? Let's Koopa Troopas. Well, I guess let's get on to some animation, right? So let me share some Koopa Troopa stuff for Spine. I gotta say, this is a brilliant program. I fell in love with this program once I realized I can manipulate my my animation with rigs and bones. I mean, I thought it was insane. So I did this a lot in Shantae Hero. I a big tremendous influence on the way things are rigged. Working really closely with the rigger. And so anyway, I put this together myself, right? And here's an idol. And then yeah, just wanted to get some cool dimensionality to it. Sorry, I guess my computer's chugging. And here's a walk. Just a second, I might close some windows because I see that my computer's chugging here. All right, let's give that a shot again. Oh, well, chug away. And then let me show you a walk. This is actually a skip. I thought it would be cool. It first started as a walk, but I thought a skip would be a lot of fun. And let's see here. That's him shaking in the shell. Um, this is when Mario hits him on the head. Idle, walk. Like I said, like these are, well, it's a skip, right? But like I said, and this is pretty rough too. I mean, you can see some weirdness right over here, but I want to, before I start committing like crazy to final animation, I just want to make sure all this is working fine. So anyway, I'm pretty pleased with it. It looks like a lot of fun. All right. And I like how the spine guides, made it so we can manipulate the verts, so we can, you know, create these turning like things in like 2D drawings. It's pretty awesome. So, God bless those two guys or the team that are doing this and making this stuff possible. Okay, so I'll show you some more stuff. Oh, here's some Goomba stuff. Awesome. Here's a run animation I did of the Goomba. Here's an idol. And this is based off of the show. Um, I didn't make these up. I found these screen grabs from the show, and you know they look kind of young, and they had like these really big little bodies. Again, this is I'm very thankful that I partnered up with Conrad because Conrad's a big, huge fan of the show as well, and he pointed out the fact that the bodies are, they're too small. You made it look just like, regular uh, Goombas, and he's like, you know, the actual ones in the show, they have these really big necks, and I see that. And again, that attention to detail that Conrad had, I'm very thankful for because I mean, I thought I was a fan of the show, and this guy's a big fan of the show, so uh, I'm very happy we got together and started doing this. All right, so that's that one. And let me show you some Super Mario stuff. So actually, before I show you this stuff, hold on. I want to show you some other stuff. So I went a little crazy with the Super Mario stuff. And mind you, that this is all stuff I ran through my son first. And my son was 6 at the time. He's 7 now. And he had just turned 6. And he was the one who was just like, Dad, do this, Dad, do that. Like, sure, sure, I'll do whatever you want. So he wanted him to glide. This is, again, like I said, a rough concept. And then I have another friend named Michael Akerman. Thought it'd be cool if, inflict pipes. Should look like this. Do I have a pipe? Nope, I don't have the pipe. Sorry. It'd be cool if, like, while the Koopa Troopers were patrolling, flick the pipe, and you'd be like, "What? What's going on?" And that's what would cause them to go inside the pipe, stuff like that. Here's Mario calling them or messing with their heads. Mario bored, his long idol. Mario just looking around, another long idol piece. I thought this would be a cool thing, sneak. He does this in the show. That'd be pretty rad. It's Mario hanging. Mario looking inside the pipe. He sees nothing, so he goes down. Mario's run anticipation. There's two types of anticipation. See what would work, what didn't work. His belly glide. Oh, and this is Mario flipping. This is an idea I had that I thought it'd be kind of cool. Mario did this, and I'll share it with you guys right now. All right. Sorry for the chug. Fix this. So the idea is that instead of Mario just like jumping, I thought he can flip, you know? And Conrad didn't understand what I was talking about, so I thought I'd do a demo for him. So he starts off like this, and then he can flip, land, and then start flipping again. All of this would be kind of cool. And I'm very notorious about doing like demos like this for programmers to understand, because, a lot of it's like I have this idea and they don't have the visual that we have in our head. So what I like doing is creating the visual, and actually pretty specific one too, because I mean, it's the programmers that decide like how to make this box move from here down here, right? And so I'm pretty much telling them like the range and, you know, how far to jump, and what's the height of their jump, and also like the spacing, like, this animation starts, if you see Mario's foot, it's almost starting right where his button is, and that's an intuitive thing. I just did it until it felt right. I mean, but then that way, at least the programmer knows to start this animation, like right here, not like where Mario is, and then it might not even work. So anyway, so that's that one. See what I got here. Oh, references, references. So here, this is stuff I saw. I thought this was pretty cool. How he's piggyback riding on Mario with the plunger, and I thought this would be a cool move. You know, like I said, and then I would show this to Conrad and see if it's possible if we can program this. And according to Conrad, everything's possible. That's awesome. But you know, like as I'm watching the show, I'm looking around for stuff to be inspired by, like these guys and the plunger. I thought this would be kind of interesting. Like, the plumber and he, things are clogging, unclogs them. So I thought it'd be cool if we can use that. And inspired a lot of things. Saw that wizard. I thought that was kind of cool. I'd stop. Super important, right? Like, so anyway, let's keep looking around here. I like the floor here. I gotta do this. I thought this would be cool. BGs look great, very 90s, right? Castle, right? I thought this is a very nice, clear silhouette of Mario doing, like unclogging or whatever, unclogging Koopa's mouth. So this is awesome. I'm glad I found this because in the Super Mario games, the guy never eats pasta, man. This guy's from New York, right? He eats pasta and pizza, but you know what? In the show, the dude eats a lot of pizza, but in the cartoon, I'm not talking about the live action. In the cartoon, the guy is eating pasta all the time. I thought it'd be kind of neat if he won, he'd eat. That's all he thinks about is eating. And I love that nose, that sense of design. Again, I had to do a screen grab of this because this is very much inspired by that Wario drawing I showed you guys. I thought this was cool, you know. And this too. When I saw that, I was like, we got to do this as well. And here's a reference for him hitting the blocks. Here's that drawing. Did this, I copied that drawing exactly, but then I finessed it a little bit so it can work. But very interesting how like in the show they took a very organic approach. They weren't really concerned about being on model, but if you watch it's really nice. And I love this anticipation, and how they stretch that drawing. So that was kind of cool. All these little mental notes. And also, the glove is not white. Here it's white. Here it's not. Fascinating. Anyway, every time like show ends, they're always laughing. So thought that was interesting too. And the guy has a plunger. And I want Toad to be a character as well. And I thought this was stuff is interesting. I did this drawing, so we can put that for Toad if he ever wants to power up. This was awesome too, so I thought I'd do a drawing on that. And I thought this was really cool. And then I thought this was super cool. The different costumes. So much stuff to take away from here and to use. And again, this is my son. My son's out asking me, Dad, can they be cowboys? Dad, can they do this? I'm like, yeah, I'll do all of it. And I'll show him the references and see if he likes them. He's my director. This is the plunger idol. This is a quick uh, temp, right? To see if it'll work. But again, this is right after the basic mobility is done. Once Mario can walk, run, and jump and do these basic things, the idea is that we set up that safety net and then we start adding on all these crazy things. And this is a fast rough I did of Mario trying to unclog the pipes, the green pipes. I thought that would be an interesting animation, and then maybe like as he unclogs them, maybe like things come out like pasta or I don't know, question marks. I'm not quite sure. And here's me playing around with some idle poses with him in the plunger. Just quick tests, to see if it'll work or not. Maybe it'll inspire me to think of something else. Mario laughing. That'd be cool if he haunted the Koopa Troopas. Mario eating. I'll play that. I thought this was kind of cool. And the guy, like I said, the guy's from New York. He eats. It'd be great if he did this in the game. I can see his health bar like replenishing because of it, right? Oh, and this is an animation of him going inside the warp pipe. That'd be fascinating. And I'm not sold on this completely. It's fun to try things and then see it in the game and see what else it could inspire. Plunger. Mario taking out his plate. This is a pose I thought would be kind of cool because in the show, when he throws fireballs, he actually hits this really confident pose and just fire comes out of his finger, and I thought that was kind of interesting. It's him picking up the shell, flagpole, victory. This is Mario in the pipe. That's my rough. That's my tie down. I thought this would be cool if he ran into a pipe and he got hurt. Again, these are just stumps. These are different hands, for gloves. Just stuff to think about. Here I'm cutting these up for spine. Set that up. Mario's duck. That's how it's supposed to work. So thought it'd be worth trying in the game as well before I clean this up and commit to it. That his knockdown from his intro was awesome drawing, beautiful drawing. So I thought I'd use it. Just get hit. Again, these are attempts. If you can tell, Scrooge does exactly the same thing. It's him getting down. Oh, this is Mario in his costume, right? This is what my son wanted. That's him as, in outer space. That Robin Hood short. And that's him bald. This is outfits for all three of the cast. If you see my DeviantArt, I have the princess in a cowboy costume too because my daughter was like, "Well, what about me?" And I go, "Yeah, that's right." So I didn't want, and my daughter picked the outfit though, and it's the princess. My daughter approved. I changed his stance, just because I like him that he's very chubby here. It's a little too heroic for me. I mean, that's him in the show, but I would like to try this one more time. In fact, all the animations that I did on him, I might just have to redo them. But this to me says Super Mario. This to me says on the safe side, and I don't like being on the safe side. I like challenging myself. And as for Toad, I gave him way too many spots. My son did not approve on that, and I should have never done that. So anyway, I gotta make a costume for her. That's them as cowboys. He looks cool. That's Mario and Toad. This would be awesome. So, it for them. All right. And what else do I got here? Okay, so I guess I'll just show you guys some Pasta Land backgrounds. So I did these backgrounds here based off of the show. Not too happy about that, but this is all temp. Um, Thought I'd give it a shot. Right? I don't do backgrounds, but I did my best. And so the idea is that yeah, I'm not too fond of this either, but we're gonna put it in and see what it looks like. And so I'm not skilled in putting this stuff in Unity or anything. So a good friend of mine named Hector Lopez, he's the owner of Take 10 Animation Studios. He put together the background for the game, and I'm gonna show you guys the game. And it's gonna be a little wonky, but you know, something better than nothing, right? All right.
Hey, paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's our game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double.